welcome back to another exciting DVD showcase. And today we have Cartoon Network Crack-Ups. And on the thing it says 7 favorite Hanna-Barbera cartoons, so you'll know what this compilation is. This is sealed, actually. I bought this on Mercari sealed, and it was really cheap. It's like $1.25, not counting shipping. So I'm gonna open the seal. So yeah, this was a DVD that came out, I think early 2000s maybe, like 2000 or 2001. This is actually a re-release that came out in a regular keep case. The original release actually had it in one of those crappy like cardboard digipack style cases, sort of like the one that came from the Powerpuff Girls movie DVD, which I did a showcase on. But yeah, here's what the back looks like. It's just a compilation of you know, one episode for like a few Hanna-Barbera series. Even includes a few special features like the Flintstones original pilot called The Flagstones, jukebox of original cartoon themes, and an animation gallery. They also talk about how they include subtitles, the episodes, and yeah, the copyright date on this one says 2010, so this re-release probably must have came out around that time. And yeah, this is just what it looks like. It's just, I'm not sure if you can see it well, but yeah, this is what the disc looks like. Alright, I'm going to be putting the DVD menu onto my 4K player and we'll see what it looks like. Alright, here's what the menu looks like. It's kind of pretty cool, especially the highlights, since it's like different each time you, excuse me, I'm clicking on something. But yeah, I also just really like how it's like checkerboard, you know, sort of like Cartoon Network's classic checkerboard era, since a lot of these shows came from the checkerboard era of Cartoon Network. And so yeah, so we have the Flintstones episode Swimming Pool. And then for the Jetsons, we have A Date with Jet Screamer. These are all Season 1 episodes. Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? We have Jeepers Creepers. And then for the Huckleberry Hound segments, we have Spud Dud. And then for the Yogi Bear segment, we have Barefaced Disguise, which is actually, I recently read a Yelp blog, and apparently Barefaced Disguise, despite being mostly seen as a cartoon from the Yogi Bear show, it was actually made for the Huckleberry Hound show in mind, which is interesting. And then we have the Pixie and Dixie cartoon, Heavens to Jinxie. So yeah, and then we have Top Cat, the Mayor Haya of Pukaji. I'm probably mispronouncing it. I'm really sorry. But yeah, so we have Flintstones, Jetsons, Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Top Cat, and if we're counting Huckleberry, Yogi, and Pixie Dixie as one, that would probably just be 5. So 5 shows. It's interesting how Scrappy-Doo, as you can see Scrappy-Doo somewhere on the menu, but I don't think he's in any of the, I don't think he's in the Jeepers It's Creeper episode. In fact, I don't think Rosie, you can see Rosie on the top right, I don't think she's in A Date with Jet Screamer either. Especially since she only made like 2 appearances in the original Jetsons series. In fact, you could see Cindy Bear on the bottom of the main menu, and she's not in A Barefaced Disguise. Special features. We have the biographies, the Flintstones pilot, aka the Flagstones, and then the Toon Tunes and Gallery. I'm not gonna go over them like I'm not gonna like focus on them for much long, but yeah. Oh yeah, and Pebbles and Bam Bam, they're not in the swimming pool episode since they did not debut in Season 1. So yeah, so it's kind of neat. It shows off some artwork of the characters and some facts about each show. Like here in the Flintstones, they talk about, you know, its nominations and Let me go back. I wasn't. Oh yeah, and they talk about like the different theme songs, and then we have the Jetsons. They talk about how Don Messick voiced both Scooby-Doo and Astro. Then there's Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Hold on a second. That artwork of Fred and Daphne, they don't look... They're not wearing their classic clothes. Interesting. It must be from one of those 90s direct-to-video Scooby-Doo movies. Then Huckleberry Hound, they talk about Dawes Butler doing the voice and how it won an Emmy, the first cartoon to ever win an Emmy. Then we have Yogi Bear. They talk about how he got a start on the Huckleberry Hound show. And then Pixie and Dixie, another Huckleberry Hound show series. Talk about how Dawes Butler based Mr. Jinx's voice off of Marlo Brandon. And then Top Cat. But anyway, so we have Toon Tunes that basically just plays the theme songs from each show. For Huckleberry Hound, Yogi, and Pixie and Dixie, they only play the title card themes. Not the original title card themes, but like the more common ones, the instrumental ones. Oh, actually, now that I'm looking at it, they don't have the Scooby-Doo Where Are You theme. That's interesting. I don't know why that's not included on Toon Tunes. And then last up we have the gallery. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So we start off with the Flintstones. We have some of the concept art of the characters drawn by Ed Benedict. And this was and these were made around the time that they considered calling the show the Gladstones. But thankfully they settled down on Flintstones, which I think is a much better, catchier name. This one seems to be drawn a little bit later. And then we have the Jetsons, some early ones. Astro and Elroy look pretty familiar. George is kind of close, but yeah, Judy and Jane look really different. I don't know if these ones are drawn by Benedict or anything. Here are some more final ones. It's so weird how George has like these like bangs that he doesn't have in the show for the most part. He did briefly in a few shots from the first episode, but yeah, like they never showed up, which I think is for the best. I think he looks better without them. We have Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Some model sheets. They don't look too different from the original. And then we have some storyboards. Then, okay, yeah, now we get to Huckleberry Hound. That one's definitely from, I think, Benedict. Yeah, I think this is from Benedict. We have some storyboards for, I think, Spud Dud. Okay, now this one's pretty interesting because most of the concept art for Yogi Bear, they're like from much later. Like this one, you see Cindy, Chopper, Snagglepuss, and Yaki. They're not like they don't appear anywhere on this DVD. So it's weird that they're on this. They show this piece of concept art that has those characters. It says 1966, so and this one says May 13th, 1988. So this is probably for like Yogi's Treasure Hunt or something. Especially since Ranger Smith has his 1964 design and not his original, like we see in this concept art. This one's actually, from like the classic Yogi Bear segments. So yeah, this is, a storyboard for Bear-Face Disguise. Then we have Pixie and Dixie. And then we have a storyboard of one of the Pixie and Dixie cartoons. And then we get to Top Cat. So this must have been made like around the time that the character designs were finalized, because I remembered Fancy originally had stripes and Top Cat had short sleeves. And yeah, here's another like piece of production art from the show, and same for the storyboard. And yeah, that's kind of pretty much it. And last but not least, we have the Flagstones pilot. The Flagstones was the original name for the Flintstones. I'll get to the pilot when I talk about the pros and cons, because this one's pretty interesting. And then lastly, we go to spoken languages. It's so weird how they don't say setup or settings. Like it just says spoken language. Which is English, but you do have English, French, and Spanish subtitles. You can also turn them off. You can also visit www.warnervideo.com, which I'm pretty sure redirects you to Warner Brothers Home Entertainment, since that's what they're called now. The back of the DVD case also said something about going to CartoonNetwork.com, but I wouldn't recommend going there anymore. At least not on the U.S. site. And so that's pretty much it for a look at the DVD menu. So let's look at the pros and cons and then the final verdict. Alright, so what can I say about this DVD? Okay, so basically for the pros would be its video quality. I kind of went, shortly after I filmed the menus, I watched almost all the episodes. I didn't watch all of them, but I did check out every single episode for the most part. And so far the video quality was pretty good. Now obviously Scooby-Doo, Where Are You?, The Flintstones, Top Cat, and The Jetsons, they all have complete series releases on DVD and Blu-ray. So the video quality isn't going to be fantastic on this DVD compared to the actual sets. But for what they are, they're all pretty watchable. I'd say the weakest, I'd say in terms of the weakest episode in terms of video quality would probably be the Top Cat episode, mainly just because it kind of looks a bit more saturated. And and the sound quality itself is pretty passable for the most part. I especially love the presentation. I talked more about it on the menu. I just think I liked how each of the highlights has a unique shape. Hi, it's me again. I'm currently editing this video right now. And one thing I did not mention in the pros and cons section is that the coolest thing about Cartoon Network Cartoon Crack-Ups for me personally is that for the Huckleberry Hound Show segments that are featured on this DVD, those particular ones are the only way to watch those particular segments is on that Cartoon Crack-Ups DVD, which I think is pretty cool because currently there's only one season. There's only season 1 of the Huckleberry Hound Show. They did not release the other 3 seasons. And the Huckleberry Hound segment, Spud Dud, it was from the show's 3rd season. The Pixie and Dixie cartoon, Heavens to Jinxie, is from the show's 2nd season. And the Yogi Bear cartoon, A Barefaced Disguise, was part of the show's 3rd season, as well as the Yogi Bear show's 1st season. For A Barefaced Disguise's case, the title is very similar to a season 2 segment called A Barefaced Bear. And I currently don't own the Yogi Bear Show DVD set, but from the pictures I've seen that show off the episode list, it seems like a barefaced bear was added. It was on that set in place of A Barefaced Disguise, which is not correct. And if you go on Max, because you can watch the Yogi Bear segments, by itself on Max, it has A Barefaced Disguise for season 2 and A Barefaced Bear on season 3, even though it should be the other way around. If anyone owns the DVD set for Yogi Bear Show, let me know if it's true that A Barefaced Bear is on this set instead of A Barefaced Disguise. Because if this is true, then that means the only way to be able to own A Barefaced Disguise physically is on this Cartoon Crack-Up set. But anyways, I'll stop rambling because I have a habit of doing that. Let's just get back to the video. And the special features itself is okay, I guess. I'd say the real one would probably be the Flagstone pilot animation. And this one's kind of interesting on this particular release because they redubbed the audio. I'm not sure why they did, but apparently they did. None of the other releases of that pilot seem to have that redubbed voice. So for some reason on this DVD, instead of hearing Jean Vanderpyle as Wilma, you're hearing Tress MacNeille's voice. And instead of hearing June Foray as Betty, you're hearing Greta Lyle as Betty. And instead of Dawes Butler as Fred and Barney, you're hearing Henry Corden and Frank Welker as Fred and Barney, respectively. Again, I'm not sure why they redubbed it. Maybe they couldn't find that original audio at the time this DVD was made. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, so I'm not sure if there's any real definitive cons. I'd say the only real con would probably be the packaging. Again, I don't really like the Warner Brothers digipack style packaging that they used to have in the early 2000s. But I don't really like this case on the re-release either, because I think this is probably an eco-friendly case, but this one's not really that of good quality, because you could see this section is a bit warped. And oh yeah, and there's a tear. Even though this was sealed, there's a tear. Yeah, right here, like this part of the plastic tore up a bit. So yeah, so if you ever do get this re-released, definitely I'm gonna put it in a much higher quality case. But I digress. So yeah, so that was Cartoon Network Cartoon Crack-Ups. Let me know in the comments if you ever had this DVD, or which of these shows that are featured on this DVD is your favorite. And so yeah, so thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you are subscribed, make sure to ring the notification bell so you won't miss out on any videos I produce. I'll see you real soon. Same DVD time, same DVD channel.